Yoda is a very exceptional guy, and I've been very lucky to have lived a very exceptional life. You know, it's normal to take your standards from your friends. It's normal to take your interests from your friends. It's normal to want to watch TV and play video games too. I don't suppose any of you do that, right? Yeah, right. Who can give me another word for normal? An alternative word for the word normal.
Boring. Boring.
Boring's the most common answer, but it's not really a literal translation.
Dang it.
Nobody?
Average.
Average is perfect. Average or ordinary or standard. And in your video games, what happens to all the ordinary, average, and standard people?
They die.
They die. Right. You know, basically, if you want to have a really mediocre life, a life where nothing very special happens to you, all you got to do is hang out with your friends and do what they do. If you want to have an extraordinary life, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you've got to make an extraordinary effort to make it happen. Right? You just have to strive beyond the ordinary. I'll tell you why I'm telling you this. When I was 13, my teacher explained to me that I was an idiot. Because I had all these fancy ideas. They told me I had too much imagination. And that I was going to work in a factory, so I should give up all these ideas and take up woodwork so I could be, maybe if I was lucky, I'd be a foreman in the factory. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand. Don't let your life be limited by someone else's lack of imagination. People will always apply the standard, the ordinary and the normal to what you should be doing. But if you think of all your heroes are extraordinary people. Astronauts are not normal. Olympians are not normal. Pop stars are not normal. Actors are not normal. They all go through a process of stretching themselves at a time when people say, oh, he's a flake, you know, he's kind of crazy. He wants to be an actor. He wants to be something else. Even, it doesn't have to be theatrical, what I'm telling you. The people who created Apple and Microsoft would have been considered crazy when they started out. Because they were saying, we want to make personal computers for everybody at a time when nobody had any personal computers. There was no market for that. The banks would have laughed at them. They were crazy people. You have to have a dream, and you have to invest your time and your energy in your impossible dream. Even though it's very unlikely it will come true. You want to be an Olympian, you have to go to the gym for 8 years before they even give you a trial to find out whether you're going to get to go. You're investing in something that might not happen. But everything that you invest in is a tool that you put in your toolbox. This is a toolbox. You start by learning to walk, then you learn to talk, then you learn to read. And all the other things you learn are based upon those tools that you had in your toolbox. The more tools you add to your toolbox, the more you are capable of doing things that other people can't do. So it doesn't matter what it is you're learning. Just put it in your toolbox. One day you'll need it. Just more and more and more. Yoda has a lot of tools in his toolbox. I was lucky. I didn't listen to my teacher at 13. And by the time I was 26, by the time I was 20, I was making movies. And by the time I was 26, we were building creatures for the Mos Eisley Cantina. So we built Greedo, and we built Chewbacca, and we built some of those crazy characters that you saw walking around. By the time I was 28, I was one of the 2 senior techs in that team, and we were building 4 versions of Yoda, and we were building the Wampa, the big white snow creature that was 2 feet taller than the ceiling, that hits Luke and and the Tonton and the Minot. We did the life cast to put Han Solo in carbonite. So, I guess my message to you would be, think big. Don't settle for less. Don't think the same as your friends. Don't look for the same standards. Look up here. Shoot for the stars. Because even if you don't make it to the stars, maybe you make it to the moon. And understand that the journey to being successful is full of little failures. You know, you have not failed at achieving what you want just because you haven't got there. You've only failed when you've given up. Just keep that in mind. The journey to succeeding it's a long road. Don't expect it to happen in 10 days or in 10 months. It's probably 10 years. But the people who give up are the ones who have the ordinary life and are the same as everybody else. And the ones who don't give up, the ones that succeed, are the ones they say, I used to homeschool with him, you know. Back in Puerto Rico. Okay? So that's my message for you guys.